Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing great and having a great day. So a lot of ridiculous news floating around at the moment. This has been a very weird day. Nothing too crazily dramatic, but it's just kind of one of those like what in the world is going on days. So first up, we have very interesting news for listeners in Australia, or if you are planning on going to Australia and you have Bitcoin in your back pocket. So the Australian government has actually moved forward to end something that has been going on for a while in Australia that I did not know about, and that is double taxation on Bitcoin transactions. So apparently you were initially taxed on the normal taxation of the goods, which every country has during the purchase. You see the tax that you additionally have to pay, and then you were charged once again for the actual digital currency that was being used, which is absolutely insane. So essentially, if you paid for an item that was $4, you were then charged 40-cent tax and then another 40 cents for the Bitcoin that was used on top of that, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't even know where they got that from. So this seems to have been a long time coming, as this was actually discussed back in 2016, maybe even a bit before. So it's been about a bit over a year or so, give or take. But that's still a long time for anything to have been taxed twice. So after a bit of waiting, or a long time of waiting, it seems that a bill has finally been drafted, which would put an end to this issue. But of course, this all still needs to go through Parliament before being pushed into actual national law. No, there's still no official word as to when this will happen, but I'm sure it's going to be a welcome change for anybody living in the country, especially for people who are trying to live their lives with Bitcoin. This is a huge thing right now. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of blogs going around of people trying to live their life exclusively on Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies to try to see how it is working. There are a lot of places where this is actually possible, but it's still not as widespread as we would like it to be. So here is a really weird one. If you guys have ever been sick, which I'm sure you have, because everybody here is human, hopefully. And if you've ever Googled your symptoms, you have gotten back some of the craziest things in the entire world before. I've tried it before, and it's like the worst. You always think that you have something that you do not, which is horrible. So there's actually a group of people who are looking to stop this completely. They are developing an app called Doc.ai, and they're hoping in the near future to actually bring AI, that is artificial intelligence doctors, to everyone's phone around the world. They are trying to build a block that'll be an app that'll be built on top of a blockchain that will literally be able to collect data from millions of things happening around the world, literally global medical data that they say that they will be able to collect in some form or another about diseases, ailments, cures for these things as well. So the company says that this is actually really true. The company says that not everyone in the world has immediate access to doctors. I know a lot of people, especially if you've traveled around the world, you know this is definitely true. There are many places in the world that do not have access to any type of doctors, not even banks and stuff like that as well, but they actually have no access to anything. So but a lot of people do have access to smartphones, oddly enough. So their aim is to literally develop something that will allow people to take out their phones and essentially help themselves, or to find out what they may have, so that if they cannot make it to a doctor, that they can, try to find what the thing is that's wrong with them. So literally the major question that everyone has right now is, will they successfully or properly be able to integrate AI technology with blockchain technology to pretty much help people to answer the questions? Like, you kind of get what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, It's if you've ever been to a doctor, I'm sure you guys have been doctors. They sometimes don't know what's even wrong with you. So the fact that they think that they'll be able to help people take out their phones. I mean, I'm sure this won't be for, the most gruesome of injuries or whatever the case might be. So maybe just be for like a cold or whatever the case is. So this definitely seems possible, but will it be able to officially work out? Maybe with that new like Apple iPhone technology where they like scan your face or something like that, they'll be able to do that, which is kind of creepy, by the way, not buying that phone. Yeah, so we'll see once this thing is officially launched. There's no date for this as of yet. Obviously, they're still in talks or trying to figure out how to do it, but it'd be very weird if in the near future you can just take out your phone and find a way to cure yourself. We are definitely living in the future. So I don't know if you guys have checked the prices and stuff online. I woke up this morning and I didn't expect anything to really go up. Like it's always that inkling in the back of my head that something kind of idiotic or ridiculous has happened. So what happened is pretty much is that since the entire China ICO ban thing, there's been a lot of stuff that is kind of floating around. There are a lot of people who said, you know, that the ICOs wouldn't be banned and that they would be banned. And then this morning there was a lot of talk about China also officially banning mining in the country. So this is how the coins are created. This was apparently okay. So there is a guy named John McAfee. I don't know if that's McAfee. It's MCAFE. I feel like there should be a whatever. Anyway, so this guy on Twitter, John McAfee, someone was answering questions because I believe he's in China at the moment. Someone was asking him questions on Twitter, asking him because there's a document floating around that was saying, you know, this is real, that they're not only going to ban ICOs, they're also going to ban peer-to-peer websites, and they're also going to be banning buying or selling cryptocurrencies within China from quote unquote over-the-counter places. That is to say, you know, certain we have a lot of if you ever use like local Bitcoin and stuff like that, they're trying to stop all of that. So someone asked him over Twitter, you know, are they planning on doing this? He was having a meeting apparently with Chinese officials, and he came out and said, no, they are not. So this is not going to happen. But at the same exact time, like I said, there are documents floating around from a lot of people. No one knows if these documents are verified or not. The government has not come forward and said, you know, these things are real. So it's kind of literally up in the air right now. So this is the part that is really frustrating for me. The main part here is that prices fell. Now, I mean, I'm not perfect. I am just a human, like I always say, so I do not know everything. So please tell me if I am completely wrong in the comment section, and I will do my due diligence and more research just to try and get to the end of this. So the part that annoys me the most is that prices fell when people found out that mining would stop in China. Now, I understand that people are afraid of any type of news that's coming out of China, so I kind of get it. But it's astounding on any interplanetary level that so many people would panic or that prices would drop when people would find out that there would be less of something being made. If you're new to the game, I'm pretty sure you aren't. If you're listening to this, cryptocurrencies are made, or they're literally based on supply and demand in every single possible way and shape and form. This is why we've literally seen the prices of, not only for the people who are new to cryptocurrencies who are buying up these things, but pretty much when cryptocurrencies are created, we know that every 1 or 2 years, depending on the type of program that it is, the mining reward gets cut in half. So the amount of coins that are created thus gets cut in half as well. This is, you know, this is why we have a fewer amount of coins that are being made every single year than we did 1 or 2 years before, et cetera, et cetera. Like when Bitcoin was first made, the first mining, you know, you were getting hundreds of Bitcoin at one time. This is just how it was. I don't understand why the price would drop when you hear that China is, first of all, that prices are going to stabilize because China's no longer going to be able to manipulate the price how they were doing before. But the fact that there would be less cryptocurrencies created, which means there would be more of a demand for them, which means that the prices would raise even more. That means that people literally thought that less of these things would be created, because China is a huge market when it comes to creating cryptocurrencies, that less of these would be created, and then people would literally panic and start taking out their money and putting in sell orders. I really don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, that it seems any type of news that comes out of China at the moment is literally causing prices to fall. I don't know if we need another month or a month and a half for that word to completely just disappear from all the news, but I don't know what it is. Like I said, please tell me if I'm wrong, if I missed something. Like, I understand the transactions have to be verified through the mining process. Like, I get it, but there are other people in the world who are also doing these things. This is guys, I just don't know. This is so ridiculous. Like I said, when we first got news from China, it was people panicked, whatever the price, what the case might be, the prices started falling. But then 3 days later, the prices started going back up, and now that their name has been dropped back in the soup once more, prices are, acting accordingly. I don't really know what to even do anymore. Like I said, me personally, I'm a buyer. I'm not a panic seller. I just keep buying. I keep holding. But I'm really excited for so many other things that are going to be happening in Q4, because this is just completely out of control at this point. And yeah. But yeah, guys, that is the news for today. I don't know if you, like I said, if you guys saw the prices earlier or were wondering why things were trending sideways, I'm glad that they're going sideways and not completely down, because it seems everybody is, you know, holding their breath, or at least slightly smarter than I assumed most of the other panic sellers were. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's news. Kind of ridiculous, I know, especially with the AI doctor thing. That's going to be very interesting in the future. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, morning, afternoon, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, winter, fall, whenever you might be listening to this. And I will talk to you all soon. See you guys. Hey everyone, thank you very much again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys would like to help me and the channel, there are ways to do so in the description below. Thank you very much, and talk to you guys soon.